Hello ladies, welcome to my very first stamping tutorial. Today we are going to be making a little basket. This is a basket that we probably learned how to make about 15 years ago or so, and it was a favorite and we all loved it. So it's a good time to bring it back for Easter or spring or for whatever event you have coming up shortly. So we have a 6x6 piece of cardstock and a 8.5 by 1.5 of the same color. We're going to start with stamping it. We're going to use painted poppies. I'm using painted poppies. Many of you I know have this, so you can do the same thing. And I'm using that stamp with Pear Pizzazz as my color. So I'm going to start inking that up. And I still forget not to press too hard, so you're not alone if you do that too. So we're just stamping a little background on here. You want to remember to rotate your stamp around a little bit when you're stamping so it looks a little bit more random. Also, you might notice that I'm stamping in triangles. You can see a triangle here, there's a triangle here, triangle here, triangle here. That just helps it fill in the space better, and it looks still random but yet not a mess. So stamp in triangles when you're doing backgrounds, and rotate your stamps around and definitely go off the edges. You want to stamp your strip as well. Spin our stamp around a little bit. That's all we need for that. Set that aside. I like to clean off my stamp a little bit first and then clean it on the little chamois. This is my favorite current product right now, besides all the fabulous stamps, of course. I love my chamois. All right, the next thing we need to do is pull out your Simply Scored, or if you don't have one, you can use a paper trimmer and a bone folder or a stylus like this. So you have your stamp side. We're going to flip that over. This again is 6x6. I'm using the fatter end. There's 2 tips on here, and score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. Turn it 1 rotation, and again at 2 inches and 4 inches. Get this out of the way here. And so you have essentially made like a tic-tac-toe grid, okay? Now you need your paper snips. My paper snips are missing in action. I don't know where they are in this mess, so I've got my older scissors here. But you need to cut on that score line just up to the next score line on this side, and then flip all the way around so you're cutting on opposite sides. Do not cut these ends, just on opposite sides. Same thing here and here, up to that score line, and that's that. Then you can fold all your flaps down, hold on all the remaining score lines. All right, so now you've got your start of your basket. You can probably take a good guess on how that is going to work at this point. So now we need our tear and tape adhesive. This is good stuff. You might remember the adhesive we used to have that was all red with the peely plastic backing on it, and it stuck to everything. The static was horrible. This is nice. So, and it peels off, boop, just like that. Cake and ice cream. So we are going to put tape on this center spot and then flip it over and put tape here and here. And then you will need your strip for the handle of the basket. So first we'll peel this off, and then stick this onto it. Oh, not quite centered. There. All right. And then you can peel off the other two backings. Flip up one, up that way. Flip up the other one. Kind of look at where your points are. So you don't want to put one here and one over there, right? So try and put them about the same spot. So mine's just a little from the edge on this one. On this one, I did it a little closer to the center, if you can see those. So whichever. This just makes it a little wider, of course. We're going to repeat that on this side. And I have no idea how to speed up this video, so you get to watch me do it again. But perhaps that will give you more time to do it yourself as well. These go on the inside flap. Okay, peel off the center. Put the other end of your handle down. Press it on there pretty well. And peel off the other ends. And you want to stick these down at about the same angle you did on the other side, so it's not wide on one side and fat and skinny on the other. So mine's pretty close to the edge here, so I want to put them down about the same as I did before. Give that a good press. Okay, so now you've got your basket. You can put lots of good candy in there. Okay, so for decoration, of course, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you like. I've got some of our dies that go with the Painted Poppies. And I have, let's see, this one. This is how I store my dies. I put the dies facing the clear side of the packaging, and then I just fold this and put this in the back part where the flap is with the name of the dies here. So then I know what it's called. So this is the Painted Labels dies. And so I use these two, and these two are exactly the same, so that you can die cut two leaves at exactly the same time, because Stampin' Up! Loves us and wants us to be happy. Now you might be wondering why these pieces of old washi tape are on here. Some genius who is far less lazy than me figured out that you can just put a little bit of old washi tape on your dies when you're using the magnetic background, because sometimes the smaller dies like to hop around when you put them on there. So once you've got it lined up, put a little washi tape on there, run it through, you're good to go. So I've got some more Painted Poppy, what is this called? Poppy Parade. And this is Old Olive. We're using Pear Pizzazz here, but this is Old Olive, so it's just a little darker. And then I'm using our Jet Black Stays On, which I think smell good. And which stamp was I using? This one. I'm pulling this one back out. And my little squares here are about 3 by 3, but that doesn't matter. You just use some scrap. And I do like the way that smells. And then I usually do a little twist and stamp on my placemat to get as much of that off as possible. And then pull out the chamois. Get it a little bit better, a little better scrub. This one got more abused, so it's more stained, but that's okay. It doesn't make any difference. And then we also need that poppy. And he will fit down there just fine. A little bit. See, that's not too bad, right? Okay, and the leaf, get that up there for now. I just clapped it on my hand to help dry it off a little bit, but it's not stained too bad. So that's fine. And you can always use Stays On cleaner too, but again, like I already said, I'm lazy, so I just do that. So there's our Stays On. You want to keep that plastic lid on there because it prevents it from drying out. These are great pads. They can stamp on plastic and all kinds of good stuff. All right, so there's those. And Presto Changeo, Magical. Look at that, they're already die cut. This is the background piece I've decided to use. That's also in this same set as this one right here. So I've used these and this out of Painted Labels. All right, so we are just using now. I went and put that away. Just used a little bit of mono adhesive, but I wanted to show you how I messed up right here. So I just stuck these down here, and there's a little smudge. But like I always say, there are no mistakes in stamping, only opportunities for layering and embellishments. So you just layer that guy right there, put a leaf over here, put another leaf over here, and nobody knows that you have a little smudgy over there, and it's all fine. There, you see the white part very well. I'll put it on my hand. All right, ooh, see, layer. Okay, so then what I also did with these red pieces is use one of my other new favorite things. It's Wink of Stella. It's always good to have a little shimmy. So just paint that, a little starburst on there, and another on there. So it's good to have a little shimmer. So I made, or I will, make 2 of these. One for this side, and I'll put this one when it's dry on the other side. So that will be on that. What else? Oh, there's another die set that coordinates with this Poppy Sweet, and it is called Poppy Moments dies. And it cuts out leaves and more poppies, and it has these little guys in here to go in the center. And I was going to put them on there, but then I decided not to. But I wanted to show them to you anyway, because some genius out there used a couple of these and made them bright green so they look like germs, and they're making little coronavirus cards with these. So I thought that was pretty funny and clever. Anyway, so that's this set, and those dies, that die's right here. And there's another. This can look very germy as well. So anyway, that one is the Poppy Moments dies. All right, so that's it. There's our basket. Nearly completed project there. And you can find all of these products that I used in our annual catalog. And the Poppy Sweet is all in this January to June mini catalog. And it starts on, there's all kinds of good stuff in here. It starts on page 24. Is the Peaceful Poppies Sweet. There's dies and ribbons. Oh, I gotta show you the ribbons too. And there's the Painted Poppy set. And there's a word set that goes with it, and the other die set. Besides all that, I forgot to show you the white ribbon. This white ribbon, I'm not even sure if it's still on back order, but it very likely is. But it is fabulous stuff. It is just a seam binding ribbon, and it's white and a little crinkled. But the beauty of it is you can stamp on it. So you can make it coordinate with everything. So I've already stamped this with Poppy Parade using this stamp. But I wanted to add some leaves to it as well. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of green on there. And it doesn't quite really matter where it is, we just layer it on there because it's just for a little extra color. All right, set that aside, and you can pretty much see it through both sides. That's the back, that's the side I stamped, not much difference. So you can just string that through. Yeah, lay that down. Add some ribbon there. And I would make this, of course, a lot pickier here, but we just want to get through this, huh? And so straighten it out a bit. Anyway, and you can leave that right at the top of your basket or move it down to one side like that, whatever you would like to do. So there's our basket for today. If you make one of these, by all means, take a picture of it and send it to me and we can share. Have a good day. Wash your hands.